Earlier today, I had done a post where I called on Nigerians all over the world to celebrate BurnaBoy and Wizkid for their Grammy win. And I said we should do this because, we have to change Nigeria's negative image by projecting positive things that are already happening. And when we had the sad instances last year of Hush Puppy and Obi-Wan Okeke's arrest, you will realize that the international media did back-to-back negative coverage of Nigeria, and it affects our image. It affects, sometimes you go to airports and you produce your Nigerian green passport and then you're greeted with suspicion. And so I encourage my followers and everybody to keep on celebrating these young men, because when you increase your stock, you're also increasing Nigeria's stock and your stock and adding respect to your passport. Now, unfortunately, a number of people attacked me and said it was very unchristian for me to do that. That why should a Christian and a pastor, especially like myself, promote these secular artists, these unbelieving artists? Now, here's the thing you have to understand. I am guided by scripture. I'm not guided by public opinion. I think before I do things. I don't do things and then think. I'm not impulsive. So if you read Mark chapter 2 verse 17, if you read that, and if you have scripture, just read that. Christ said that it is not those who are sick that are in need of a doctor or a physician, is what the King James Version uses. But it is not those, who are well that are in need of a doctor or a physician, but it is those who are sick that are in need of a doctor. And so, now, I'm not saying that Burna Boy and Wizkid are sick or they are sinners. Who am I to judge? But I'm just trying to communicate with these people who are attacking me. You think that these people are sinners. You think that you are better than them. But who are you following? You're following Christ. What was Christ called? Read it there. Matthew 11:19. Read Matthew 11:19. He was called the friend of sinners. Why was he called the friend of sinners? And that's an exact quote. Friends of sinners. He was called a friend of sinners because he associated with sinners. He associated with the very worst forms of sinners. Like Matthew was a tax collector. And yet Yeshua, Christ, associated with him, went and ate in his house, had Matthew threw a party for him, invited all his sinner friends, and Yeshua went there. And his mere presence, eventually what happened? Matthew became a disciple, became one of those who wrote a book in the gospel. And because of him, many are saved. If we are going to be snobbish, who was the people who were snobbish in scripture? It was the Pharisees. People like Burna Boy and Wizkid would never find Christ attractive if we are snobbish to them. They're just going to see us like the Pharisees of old. And we can't win them over to Christ. But when you celebrate their success, when you associate with them, now, if they are doing things that might not be Christ-like, you are not celebrating that, and you're not celebrating, and you're not going to practice that. But they see Christ in you when you're associating with them, when you're celebrating with them, and they are more likely, and not just them, but they are considerable followers. Wizkid is probably, he and Davido, they have millions and millions of admirers all over the world. And so what they do affects their admirers. And that's why we do these things. We have to be Christ-like. And Christ preached faith. He didn't preach religion. My name is Renan Mokri, and I thank you for watching.